Thank you for tuning in to the Blue Star Recycling channel. Here we're going to discuss our proposed Dallas facility that we're trying to open by the end of September of this year, 2017. As you can see, the land is 4.3 acres. It's roughly a large rectangle with a little bit of a kick out there. It does front to South Central Expressway, which is located directly across the street from McComas Bluff entrance, the old McComas Bluff landfill entrance, and down the street from the Youngblood entrance, which is about a half mile down the road, that is currently being used as the entrance for the McComas Bluff landfill. Blue Star Recycling has one goal, and that goal is to prevent tens of thousands of tons of waste shingles being dumped into our landfills every day. The product is 100% recyclable. Is a perfect dust control measure, can be added into asphalt, and should be used for rural roads and driveways. There is no reason for this product to be filling up our landfills at record paces. Every day in DFW, there is over 10,000 tons thrown away on a daily basis. Our goal is to stop that, and the rest of this video will show you a facility in Dallas that we would like to open to help prevent this from taking place. Thank you very much.
All right, we're here at the McComas landfill. McComas landfill, the city of Dallas is one of the two landfills that the city of Dallas owns. This landfill takes in about 15% of the total waste created by roofing, residential roofing in Dallas-Fort Worth area. We're going to take a look inside, go take a look at how many trucks come through, how long it takes them, what they're paying, and how big the trailers are coming through. Come with me. We're here. Here's the McComas landfill's hours of operation. They open up Monday through Friday from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. On rainy days like today where it's overcast from yesterday, it's going to be a little slower than it normally would be because the roofing crews, most did not work on the roofs yesterday with the amount of rain, so they don't have as much waste. It'll be a slower day today, but we'll see what happens today. So we're sitting here in the area where they wait in line to weigh in. As you can see here, these guys will weigh in and go through. The line, usually in the evenings toward closing time, will get way back out there to the road. But for right now, it's just a normal line. We're going to see how long it takes. We're going to follow one of these trucks through in a time-lapse video to see how long it takes that truck to get through. So that gentleman we were tracking through the entire thing took 40 minutes and 31 seconds, as you can see by the stopwatch, to get through with his dump. And for that privilege of waiting in that long line, and you were so lucky I did that time-lapse video because believe me, it was like watching paint dry. During that time, it cost him $153.25 to dump 6.15 tons of material, of roofing material. So this is what we see all day long. As we've been sitting here for these 40 minutes, we had roughly 13 roofing trucks pull through in that 40 minutes. So that's a very heavy amount of traffic, and actually this is a slow part of the day, especially with the rain taking place yesterday. This is actually going to be a slow day anyways, but if you track that type of time, you're really looking at a lot of dumps during the week. So here we are at our proposed facility, 9527 South Central Expressway, also known as 9505 South Central Expressway, very confusing. As you can see, it's got a beautiful wall that goes all the way down, nice steel wall. Got the single entrance over here. Got another entrance down the way where that overgrowth is at. We are literally approximately right down that road right there is the entrance to the McComas landfill. So we're extremely close to that entrance. The other thing that makes this facility such a great facility for us is you can see down there is Simpson Stewart Avenue. That's where you exit off of 75 to get back here to South Central. So every roofing trailer has to pass by this here to get down to the McComas landfill. Now you can exit off of 20, but there is no exit for South Central, which means you got to go about 3 miles down, loop back around. So nobody really comes from that direction unless they're coming out of the northern direction or the southern direction from Ennis, but they just dump at Ferris. So here we are at SPT. As you can see over here, that's the pile of raw shingles right there that they truck in, dump out. They dump it right here in this little space here, and then they pile it back up. You can see how stout it is. They're able to drive up on top there to keep dumping it. They use that John Deere tractor there. That's a 644K, very similar to the 721 that we'll be using. And this is their pile of grindings, which they're working over right this minute. They use that roto chopper right there to grind it up, put it in those piles, And we're right in the middle of Austin Paving Company's property. So right to this side over here, you can see this is actually recycled asphalt. So that actually comes off roads. They recycle that asphalt, they reuse that. And then of course, this is what we call the RAS, recycled asphalt shingles. And that is RAP, recycled asphalt pavement. And then down this way, you can see some containers down here. When the guys bring up their trucks, just like this trailer's pulling up right here, on top, they'll stack pallets. The next level, they'll put their plastics, and then they've got their shingles in there. And they'll take that and they'll throw their pallets down there. They'll put their metals in a metal recycling can. They'll put their plastics and other refuge in a regular trash can. And then these guys, when they pull up here to the gate, they of course pay their money, go ahead and dump their trailer out, and they're out of here. But as you can see, this is very different than the McComas landfill because the guys can get in and out of here much quicker. And they can move as fast as they want to at the pace of this. So you can see this one gentleman pulls right up, does it. And this facility handles about 100 to 150 dumps a day. It's over off 35 in Royal, so it's not exactly the perfect location for this type of work. But they've got a loyal fan base that have been coming back here for years, or customer base, shouldn't say fan base. But I'm going to walk up here and take a little closer look at the equipment they use. So this here is a modified excavator. As you can see, it's got a grappling hook right here on the front side. They'll track this thing on up onto that little deal over there. They'll grab from the pile and put it into the roto chopper. Roto chopper will run it through and create, of course, this pile here. So you can see their property is actually very small. It's under 1.5 acres. And so they're able to do this much business, this much volume. That pile of shingles right there, I don't know if you can tell through the lens of how large that pile actually is. There's a very big piece of machinery in the roto chopper, and there's a very big excavator over there. But this is also the other thing I wanted to point out. You wonder why the landfills don't like this material. If you look down the ground here, you can see you've got nails, roofing nails sticking up. These things are hazards for the tires. So when they come in like this, just walking around here can be dangerous. And when you're talking about how a landfill typically does it, they do exactly what this gentleman's about to do right here. He's about to pull through, back up, and dump out his pile. And you get big piles of nails like this. So it's very hazardous for tires, people, and the equipment that works at the landfill.
This chart right here represents the collection of fees collected at the McComas landfill from 2012 to 2016, broke down by month. We received this in October of 2016, so it only goes through September of that year. But as you can see, the monthly averages are very heavy. You can see the storm years and the non-storm seasons. 2015 wasn't a terrific year, but it also been followed by 2 years of no storms. Then you come up to 16, and now you've got 17 is a really big year. You can see back to 2012, which would be similar to what you'd see in 2016. So these are what the numbers we're looking at. Obviously, the worst year we can see is a 2015, which will happen again sometime in the near future. But the numbers are very, very solid for this type of business. Thank you for taking the time to take a tour with us of the Dallas facility and the McComas landfill. As you can see by this slide, the Dallas facility's operating costs have an estimated monthly operating cost of $52,000 a month and an estimated monthly revenue of over $100,000 per month. Estimated monthly profits will be of at least $48,000 per month. Now, these numbers are reflective on the more conservative numbers received from the McComas landfill in non-storm season years. So this year alone, they've been averaging a little over $350,000 per month. So even though we're only probably going to open up here in September, you'll still have September, October, November, and December will still be very strong months this year, which will probably be equal to what it would be in a non-storm season, a non-storm year for the entire year. This next slide also talks about exactly what we're looking and what we still need, which is the financing needed to open. We're open to all types of strategies on the land. Obviously, there's a $500,000 purchase price, as you see there. We don't mind having somebody outright purchase it for us, and then we finance it back or lease it back over a long term with an option to purchase it, as well as we still have our roto chopper, which is our big piece of equipment. It's not needed immediately to open. We can actually purchase that piece of equipment as long as we do that within 9 months of opening the facility. It's not required by the TCEQ that we begin grinding our waste immediately, so we probably wouldn't purchase that until the winter time. Again, thank you for your time today and watching through this video, and we hope to hear from you soon.